What's up guys, Ken here from Cerberus USA. So in this video we're going over sandbag tips and tricks. Stay tuned for more. Okay, so like I said, today's video is all about sandbags, picking them, loading them and carrying them specifically. At first glance, obviously, a sandbag looks really simple. It's just a bag of sand on the ground and we just want to pick it up. But there are some nuances that I've figured out from the last 15 years of being involved in Strongman that make it a lot easier and quicker to actually pull up the ground and get moving with it or load it or whatever it is we're going to do. So let's just get straight into it with the pick. The pick is obviously, you're just picking off the ground. But like I said, there's some nuances which make it a lot easier. Now, a lot of people will try and grab the sandbag just like this and just pick it up and they're just like fingertipping it. We don't want to do that. What we want to do is we want to have our hands as far under the bag as possible. That way we have as much of the bag resting in our palm and on our fingers versus the fingertip. Now I will say you can screw this up. Now if you go too quickly and try and bury too far and you essentially come round the bag but then go too far and I guess scoop it, so then it's in your forearm more. What happens then is that you're not actually picking the bag evenly, and I've had this in the past in contests where I go to pick it, I get in too far under, and when I pick it, it rolls back out of my arms. So that's one thing to watch. So like I said, we want to get into it and we want to get our hands as deep in and as much under the bag as we possibly can. So the way I do that is if I'm coming in, I want to pick it here and pop my hand under. So that's perfect there. You've just got the palm and the fingers. And then for this side, because I'm under here, I want to basically rock it and get under it. So now I can pull it and lift it no problem. Now, the second part of that is you want to pick it off the ground into your lap. That way you can re-grip it if you need to and all that sort of stuff. So we're going to come in, get completely under it, pick, and sit down. So now we're here, we can spend time here and we can re-grip it, we can come in, reset it again, whatever we want to do. Now, the other thing and the other benefit of getting our hands under it completely is that if we have to move with it, we can row it as hard as we can, re-pick it in the air almost, and stand, and now we've got a good grip right around the bag because our hands are already rounded. And what that would look like is we're going to get under it, I'm going to pick hard, basically be into a position where I can either load it really quickly or I can move with it. So here, and that's what we want to do, and that's what leads into moving with it. Now, moving with it, we want to clear the bag as much as we possibly can from our legs. We don't want it low down. Here you'll see guys who have it low down and it slowly slides down, and then, sorry, it's really hot in here. Whew, so when it slides down, now you're basically trying to fight against it to even walk, and that becomes obviously a problem. So we want to get as high as we possibly can. So for me, I'll wear a soft belt, like a soft neoprene belt, and then a deadlift belt on top. Not super tight, nothing like that. All I'm trying to do with that is create a ledge to basically put the bag up onto and sit it so then I can run and have it clear of my legs. Now obviously if you're going for distance, then you're eventually going to burn out and you're eventually going to let it sink down, but hopefully by that point in time you're really far along. So moving with it, like I said, we want to get it as clear of our legs as we possibly can. So without a belt, what I do is I basically try and get it into my very lower sternum, top of my stomach, and that way I can hold it here and I can lean back slightly and have my legs clear. So the way that would look on this angle, that I'm going to get under it, I'm going to pick, and here's my position. My legs are totally clear to move, and I'm comfortable to a certain extent. So there's another one. So let's just say that you need to do this in a medley. So as I've said originally, we can get under it and pick it that way. Now here's a little trick for you. Obviously, in some contests, in the most of contests, the bag's not going to be flat. So now if you're going to pick it with this technique, you have to push it over, get your hands in, all that sort of stuff. So here's a little trick for you. So let's pick it up, so as if it's in a contest and it's standing up. What we can do from this position is we can lean it into our arm and into position as we're getting this hand set. And what that would be is that we're going to push like this. And now I'm straight in. So that was really not really setting my hands properly. This is a light bag. If I was doing it at a contest and trying to be really deliberate, I would take that extra second to lean it a little bit further into this hand so I can bury this one under a lot more. But the same principle applies. We're getting it over, we're burying this hand under as much as possible and then picking it up. So again, lean it, bury, pick, and that's you all set. So really, like I said, it is a very simple thing to do, simple object to use, but there's little nuances, like getting the fingers deep, like picking it high so when you have to move with it, you're high up in the chest. Now, let's go into the loading and we'll finish this video out before I melt, because it's harder than hell in here. Okay, so let me put this flat. So, with loading, obviously, we want to be able to get it popped as high as we possibly can, so we're not fighting with the bag. Now, this obviously is going to, with a carry medley, if we've already got it high, we can dump it over a yoke pretty easily. We'll just pop up a little bit on our tiptoes as we get into the yoke. Now, obviously, there's been times where we're dead, we can't get it over the first time. So this is where we really want to fight to make sure we get a really, really good load and then we don't miss it a second time. Or if you're just doing actual sandbag loads back and forth or whatever, this is all this stuff's going to apply here. So the thing we want to do is we want to pick it into our lap, get positioned well, and then basically pop and extend up to really drive through. Now obviously, if it's a lighter bag, you can get some air time, get it over that way. If it's a heavier bag, you're going to fight with it. But the same principle applies. We want to be as forceful as we can out of the hole, essentially, and that way we can get it as high as we possibly can, as quickly as we possibly can, and if we're doing it for reps, it saves us a bit of energy too. So, same pick it off the ground, into the lap, same principles apply. You were burying the hands, pulling it in, and get it in the lap. So, bury the hands, pick, down, and from here, what I do is I basically squeeze as much as I can, and then basically lean forward slightly, and then pop. Now, what you want to do is, if it's real time and not obviously pausing, we're going to get basically, the way I look at it is that I'm going to try and sink down, pick, sink, and rebound. So same as if I'm doing a log clean, which I'll do in a later date in another video. Basically, I pick a log, I sit, and then I rebound out into the clean. So in real time, this would look something like this. Let's see if we can see this. So, like I said, we're going to pick it down and rebound out. So bury the hands, and then we can get it high, pop it high, get it over a yoke, get it onto a platform, all that sort of stuff. So, there's little tips and tricks. I'm sure there's some I've forgotten over the years, but these are the big ones that we really want to bury our hands. If we are moving with the bag, we want to get our legs clear. Now the same applies for if we want to bear hug it. Now if it's a really heavy bag and you have to bear hug it, what we want to do then, and I just like picking it this way because I feel more comfortable. Now if I want to bear hug it, I'm going to get under it. Same thing, bury the hands, pick, round, and I grasp my hands. So I can clasp them, and then my legs are clear. So same thing applies there. And like I said, with the loading, before I melt, loading, we want to be explosive, but deliberate, and really pop it as high as we possibly can. So, hopefully I helped you a little bit. If you have questions, anything like that, hit me up, and I'll be happy to help them, or happy to answer them. Probably the heat's getting to me now. And yeah, until the next video, I'm gonna go take a shower, and I'll catch you then.